Hello and welcome to all in this video lecture problem solving using Python. I am Dr. Neeraj Kumar Mishra. In this lecture, I am going to discuss or explore the answer of three fundamentals problem. One, I am going to discuss the function, uh, some some concept, and then I come to the lambda function. Okay, and then I come to the file handling process. So these three topic I am going to cover in this video lecture. So first thing is that how to call a function. So I given you a two example here. So in the first example, you see here this def function is actually a keyword in the Python. Okay, and here we are not passing any argument. Okay, we are not passing any argument, and after that inside uh, we are add two variable assignment. One variable name is x, another variable name is y. Okay, after that we are taking a one more variable z. So in this z we are adding these two x and y. So after uh, adding, we go for printing process. Okay, so this add is a function to execute the code within the function. Okay, so that means for execution point of view we are writing these add functions. Okay, now in the right side I will now to discuss about how to call a function, but here the thing is that to add a value of y to a local variable declared as x. Suppose that here this is the executing function and this is the argument and y is assumed as a 6. Okay, and inside this function we are taking a two variable x and another is z. Okay, so x is nothing, it is a 5, and y argument, we know the argument of y is 6, and then we are adding these two variable and store in a variable z, and we are going for the printing process. So this is all about the discussion about the calling a function. So these two different way we have to call a function. Okay, so now I am going to discuss about the lambda function. So some are the important features of the lambda functions I cover in these slides. The first point is any number of input parameters, but can only have an expression. Okay, and we are not using def keyword here because this is a very short syntax, and we are not going to write many things like a def function in the program, and return things we are also using. So I give you some example about this lambda function here. So one problem is write a Python program to multiply two number. Okay, so I'm going to discuss this problem, and then after that I will also discuss this problem how to square a number using lambda function. Okay, so first we go like a useful hint. This is the hint we are using to write a Python code. So first thing is that we have to use a lambda function. This is a lambda function is defined as assigned to a variable multiply. Okay, so lambda function takes two variable x and y. Okay, these are the two variables, and the result and return the result in form of multiplications. So this is a multiplication expression. Okay, this star represent the multiplication operation, and after that we are passing the value of the variable, because here we are using a two variables x and y, and these two variables we are passing the value. So the value is 3 and 4 as argument to pass the lambda. So after execution of this program, we multiply that, we get a 12 value. Okay, so in this way we just go for the multiplication of two number, and that is a very simple code using the lambda function. And next program is how to square a number. Okay, so first thing, uh, we have to define a numbers. These are my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I am going to square off this number. So first I will discuss all these step one by one. So first I am using the map function. So map function in lambda takes a single argument, and after that uh, we are taking a is variable x, and we square this number by this expression. Okay, so each line of the number, okay, so each line of the number list resulting in a new iterable containing the containing the square variables, square value, and that is in the list form. Okay, because we do all these iterations many times, means square, because all these square number to be square, that is the iterations we have to do many times for all the single elements. Okay, and then we have to display in the form of list. So list function is actually used to convert iterable written by map into a list. So we get a result in the form of list, and you see here all these numbers are square here. Okay, because we are using this expression denotes the square of a number. So that is a very simple program we written here in this way of a square of a number, square of a list. Now we go for the Python program to filter all even number from the list. Suppose that you have a list, in the list how to filter all the even numbers. Okay, so I will discuss now the basic syntax of filtering process of even number by using the lambda function. So first thing, take a single variable, single argument x. In the lambda function I am using a single argument x, and now I am going to check this number is even or not. So how to check the number is even or not? We have to use this expression. This expression is nothing is like that. We have to check the remainder. If the remainder is 0, then we say that the number is even. Okay, after that we are using a filter function. So filter function is actually applied in the lambda function to each element of a number list. These are the these This is the list, number list, and keeping only those elements that satisfy the condition. Okay, what is a condition? We have to only check the even numbers, so that number even numbers is only filtered. And after that we are using a one more function, list. So list convert the iterable written by filter into a list. That means the display list is in the form of even numbers, and in the process is to be iteration type, and the return is given by the filter, because in the filter function is only written the only even function. Okay, so this is a very basic syntax of the lambda functions. I hope you understand this whole concept. Now I am going to discuss about some more program based on the lambda functions. Means we have to write a one single program. In that program we have to do the addition operations, subtraction operations, multiplication operations, division operations by using a lambda functions. So these are the hints. We are going to use the hint to write a syntax. So here I am using a variable calculator, and here I form a dictionary, and these are my uh, key, and this is my lambda function. And we know in addition of two number we require a two variable x and y. So this is the variable, and after that for addition we have to use this x plus y. And similarly the key value is subtract, and again we are forming a two variable x and y, and the expression of subtraction is x minus y. And then we go for the multiplication process. Again we are using a two variable. The multiplication uh, syntax we have written here as a star. And then we are going for the division operations. Again we are two variables, and then this is a divide. But here I am using that this condition to be avoided. If this condition happen, like if y does not 0, then we go for the division. If y is 0, then we do not we do not go for the division, and we say that cannot divide by 0. Okay, otherwise it value is infinity, x by 0. Okay, so this is my dictionary, and I have used all these operations in using a lambda functions. So lambda function is actually reducing a syntax, and after that we are just going for the printing options. Okay, like we are going for the addition display, subtraction display, multiplication display, and divider display. But here you are not passing any arguments. What is the actual value of an x and y? So you have to this thing to be right here. Means we are going to add 5 plus 3, and similarly we are going to subtract 5 minus 3, and we are going to multiply 4 multiply 6, and then we are going to divide 4 divide by 2. Okay, so this is all about the basic overview about the lambda functions. And now we go for the types of files. So mostly in the Python we are handling the text file, binary files, and the CSV files. So I just give the some overview about all these file types. So the text file, the format is .txt, and the data is stored in ASCII or Unicode format. ASCII represents the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is the first very important point for the text file, and each character of a text file occupy 1 byte of space in the memory. And the third important point is the text data is stored in the string. Whatever the data is there in the text file, so all this data is stored in the string format in the Python. So I given you a one example here. This is my text file data. Now I want to check what are how much data is stored by uh, this um, this data. Okay, so here the minus sign is also store a 1 byte, and the one number is also store a 1 byte. Okay, so if you count here, and dot also store a 1 byte. Okay, 6 also 4 1, and 5 also 1 byte data is stored. So if you add these all things, okay, if you add all these things, so 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 1 6, 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 1 8. So the 8 byte data is stored by this number. Now the binary file is also I'm going to discuss. So the binary file is not readable, but text file is readable. We know very well text file is readable, but binary file is not understand by the human. It is only understand by the machine. And the binary file, the processing is very fast as compared to the text file, but the reading is very difficult. Only machine is understand the binary files. And now in the binary file, the huge amount of data to be stored. That is the more beautiful feature in the binary files. And the data is stored in a memory format. So these are the some highlights about the text file and binary files. Now I am going to discuss about the reading of a text file. So this topic come in the file handling file handling. So what is this? So Python, we are going to write a Python code to process the text file in terms of reading and writing. So I given you one example. We are using the open. So open file is, we have to open a file in the read mode. Okay, because here I am written the mode. So the mode is read mode. Okay, in the read mode. And now I am we come to the second line. This is my first line. We come to the second line. So in the second line is actually reading the entire content of the file. And after reading all the entire content of a file, we are storing in a variable y. Okay, we are storing a variable y. And after that, we are printing all these lines. Okay, after reading the all the lines in a text file, we go to display all the lines. And the last line, this is third line, and the last line is x dot close. So mostly the Python engineer, for good practice, they are closing all a file after reading and writing. So this is nothing for reading. After completing all the process like reading or writing, we have to close a file and we have to free our system resource. That is the main objective of this function. Okay, so this program I written here in my Google Colab, in my Google Colab. And after that, this is my text file data. In the text file, this is my data. So the data is the first confined case in the COVID-19 breakout has been confined in Wuhan, mainland China on 31 December 2019 after the epidemic spread rapidly to more than 212 countries. This is my text data and that is displayed in my window, Python window. After executing this whole syntax. So in this slide, we understand how to open a text file and how to read all these lines in a text file and how to display, and after that how to free of system resource. Okay, so this uh, four line is necessary to read and reading all the lines and printing, and after that free of all the resource. Now I'm going to discuss some questions. Here this is my a text file. So in this text file I have this content. So what is this content actually? Hello world in the first line, and in the second line the good morning, and in the third the Python type. So here I want to write, I want you have to write a Python code for all these part of this question. So I'm going to read all this part. Append the following sequence of character to a file. So this thing you include in your file. Now the second part is move the file position to the fifth character of a file. Okay, and after that the third part is read 10 character from the current position, and the fourth part or D part, write the following sequence of character at the current cursor position. So the content is good night. And the fifth part or E part is display the final file content. So this is a question. Now I am going to discuss you all these part in a very simple way, or in a uh, more in a very uh, quick time. So First thing is that uh, we have to append this character, like in my file, hello, how are you. So how to append this content in my text file, I will discuss some syntax, and because these things come in the new line. So if a new line, we know very well this slash and we have to use for new line for appending any content in a text file. So first we go and discuss about the first part here. First we are going to with open, okay, with open, and that this is my text file. And this is the mode, and the mode is append, because append means we have to include the content in the file without deleting any content in the original text file. Okay, so after means we are going for the writing process, but the mode is append. So if you write file dot write and slash n, so this thing come in your new line. Okay, so previous line is also there, and this line is also included in the text file. So the second part is moving the file position to the fifth character of the line. So how to move the file position to the fifth character? So that is a very simple syntax, seek for. So seek function is actually used to move the file cursor to a specified position in a file, but the indexing start from 0. That's why I have written here 4, because the indexing start from 0. Okay, so I will go now to the B part. So I want to go the file position on the fifth character of my file. So again we open my text file in a read mode, and then I use this line file.seek for. So my it moves my cursor to the fifth character of a file. Okay, so here please remember this point here, the reference point is 0. That's why we go for 4 only, 0 to 4. That means my cursor or my file position uh, come to the fifth character of my file. Okay, so now the next part is C, read 10 character from a current position. So how to read a 10 character in a current position? This is a very simple command. We just read this. We have to read a 10 character, so that write file dot read 10. Okay, so I written this line file dot read 10. I read only a 10 character from the current position of my cursor. Okay, and after that we have to display. This is only for the display. Okay, so now the D part is write the following sequence of character at the cursor position good night. So how means we have to include the character good night. So that is very simple. We have to write file dot write, and what you want to include here, that is a good night. We want to include uh, this character in a sequence manner. And after that, how to display a file content. So with open, first we open our file as a read mode, and after that we read all these lines, and we have to write print slash n. We have to read all this line. Okay, and after that we display the final content of my whole text file data. Okay, so this is all about the display of a final content files. So I hope you understand this question, because here many new things we understand. What is a file dot seek functions, and how to, and what is a file dot write, and how to open a file in append mode, and how to read a 10 character from the current positions. Okay, and how to display a final file. Okay, so these things we learned in this program. Okay, so now I will discuss now in the core competitions in the core competitions job, there is some many questions are there. Now I am going to discuss one question. Okay, so here I am using this what is the output of the following Python code. This is my list and this is my element 1 2 3 4, and here I am using the lambda functions. Just now I cover here, and I want to display something here. So there is a four option. So I think you guess what is the correct answer. So yes, this correct answer is this one is correct, but I am going to justify this thing. So in lambda function, I am using a single variable and I want to multiply this by 2. But my condition, my filtering function, what they are doing actually, they are checking a even number only. So in this list, we got only two even number, 2 and 4. Okay, but here I am using one more lambda function inside the lambda function. Okay, because this is my lambda function again inside one more lambda function, and I want to square of this number. So if you square this number, so 2 square is 4 and 4 square is 8. Okay, and that thing come in the list mode because I use this here. Okay, so the correct answer is B. I hope you in this lecture you understand about the lambda functions, and you understand the function, how to call a function, and how to pass a argument or maybe not pass a argument. And then we understand about the file handling process. Okay, maybe a reading mode, writing mode, or the append mode. So these things we'll understand here. So thank you very much to watching this lecture. Thank you very